Yo, welcome to the New Number Podcast. I want to tell everybody thank y'all for tuning in. I think we finna start changing our times to 12 o'clock. Y'all let us know how y'all feeling it. Do y'all like this time a little bit better? Today we got a fire topic. We're gonna be talking about Kyren Lacey. That's the former LSU wide receiver who they say committed suicide, but we think the story is a little iffy. What you think? Think he
Uh,
did or
I'm not ruling it out, but because they found him.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He had 2 days before his trial.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not. I mean, you see suicide on the rise anyway, especially among black boys and men.
Yeah.
But
And we're gonna be talking about a funeral home. What they were doing in the funeral home?
yeah, we came across some very disturbing videos. Well, I got to go back and double check the city, but a guy found his grandmother, I believe, uh, getting improper care inside of a funeral home, which I'm sure they're paying thousands to maintain and do the funeral services, et cetera, et cetera. And you see a few other bodies of people who are also getting similar treatment. So we're gonna get into that. That's a little bit more graphic. So if you have a weak stomach, you may want to tune out.
So let me ask you a question about that. Ain't gonna be a deal. We're gonna go to Kyron. Now, if they already dead now, as long as they show up in the casket looking all right, does it matter?
Yeah, because it's sentimental to it's different on if us, but if this was your parents and you see them hanging over a damn fridge or a deep freezer, they're like, man, he ain't on no bed. One lady said she looked at the grandma, gnats flying over her.
Yeah, I probably would.
Like some spoiled meat. You'll feel some type of way.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. So we finna play this first video right here. It's a news report about Kyron. Let's play that one.
Prompt this investigation. A woman tells us she showed up here to the funeral home with her brother to.
No, that's the mortuary. At least you want to go with that one.
Hold on, it should upload right now. If y'all watching, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We on all social media platforms. But it keep uploading the same video. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Let's try this again. Thank y'all for liking. Pinky, thank you for liking the video. Y'all make sure y'all share the video as well if y'all watching. And put in the comment section, let us know where y'all from, where y'all watching us from. And do y'all like this time better? And let us know if y'all at work and what y'all do for work. We want to know that too, because I'm looking for a sugar mama.
Sugar mama.
I'm looking for one. But yeah, let's skip. We're gonna skip and let that. We're gonna let this skip.
Yeah, we'll go to we'll do the mortuary first.
Prompt this investigation. A woman tells us she showed up here to the funeral home with her brother to check on her mother and uncle's bodies. She says she had a gut feeling something was not right. Inside, she found deplorable condition. She says there was hardly any air conditioning, and when she opened up her mother's casket, she says gnats flew out. While trying to take her mother's casket, police say an employee stabbed her brother. He was taken to the hospital, and he is expected to be okay. We spoke with a woman who showed up here to check on her grandmother's body. She says she found out about this investigation because of this cell phone video. Take a listen.
She was a loving person. She fed everybody. She'll give you the clothes off her back. And she was a fighter. She was in a wheelchair. She was paralyzed. And to see her arm kind of like draped it off that stretcher, it's heartbreaking. At the end of the day,
that is very, very sad to say the least. To walk in and see, like I said, your family members, you planning a funeral and they looking like that. And I think we already kind of be creeped out anyway by dead bodies. Right. So you just see that and people just, mistreat it, And then I think about people's psyche that do that all the time. Like, are these people like mentally normal?
No. Now, again, it's other videos. Let me see. Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, bro. They got dead bodies in this building with no AC. No AC, man. These people, family members. Y'all family members up here in this building with no AC. They're not taking care of. Man, y'all check on y'all people, man. Richardson Memorial Services. Bro, they just got people in these caskets in this building being worked on. Doors wide open. If y'all got people, check on them. Door wide open, bro. They doing construction on this building.
Doing construction while preserving bodies, bro. How does it work? With the doors open, it ain't even no dividers, no.
See, if you was gonna do construction on the building and you know that type of, and you know what type of business you got, you would think they would have set it up or partitioned it off in
Yeah.
a manner to where they can do construction and you can still make your money. It seemed like a lot of people were just doing piss poor shit. They were just throwing shit together.
Yeah.
And just to me, I'm just gonna be honest. I know that, when it comes to like funerals and stuff like that, a lot of people are scrambling to get money.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this funeral service may not be the like upper echelon, I would say.
Now, and again, I always look at it from both perspectives. If I go to a spot, I'm gonna do a walkthrough and see. So, how did you get this? What we just viewed and looked at. What did it look like when you went in before you selected this service? And I think a lot of times, I don't even know if they get. I think it's like a package deal with the funeral home. A lot of
Right.
funeral homes may be separate from, I guess, just the mortuary.
What's the difference?
I mean, you may have a mortuary over here, the funeral home
You
where
talking about where they abandon the bodies and stuff?
yeah, it's the same spot.
Oh shit, I don't know.
Yeah, see, I don't know either. I'm asking like, well, because
'Cause
if I go to a funeral home and they do everything, we cover all your stuff. I don't know who they use in third party and what we use these people.
Because I think the mortuary is different from the funeral home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know who do this over here. It's a package deal. It's your package deal. We'll have you ready here. And he probably got delayed and found out who was doing it. Then, but still, before you sign the contract, you need to see who you know.
Right. Pickett said, let me see what Pickett said. Pickett said, I get calling them out, but it's going live with the deceased.
The other
That's weird to me. But hold up, back to the facility houseway. Exactly. That's not my thought. That's my thought process, Chris. What did it look like before? And that's a good question. What did it look like before? But did you check it out though? Because if you went to the funeral home and they hold them there, did you take the inquiry somewhere else? Was it at a different office? Do they do stuff at a different building?
Well, you gotta think how certain brands work. Let's say even with funeral homes, we got funeral homes in Birmingham that just got that brand. Like if you go through them, it's gonna be quality. Right. You just automate it's bias. Like everybody that stamped them, I know it's gonna work. I ain't even worried about it. But then something come up. I mean, you said it was gonna be ready Tuesday, now it's Friday. So it made me want to get a little urgent about it.
I agree. So let me ask you this: was the man right about going live with other people family members in there too, though?
I would say yes, because we can't act like in certain communities and families, people just dump the body and it's just whatever. Or some people that may care but ain't in the loop.
Yeah.
Due to certain things. So hey, I need to bring awareness because who else? How do we know how long they've been treating people like this?
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? How we know who other family members that have been mistreated over the months, years, etc. Hey, y'all need to come check on y'all. He said, if you got people down here now, that's why I say it may look a certain way, but hey, if I ain't do this live, would you have got this information?
Right. And see, my thing is, what prompted him to go down to the funeral home anyway?
Probably delays. Again, if somebody say, hey man, well, your order gonna be ready Tuesday. Yeah. It's Friday.
Yeah.
All right, bro, it's gonna be ready today. Oh, it's Monday. Now you like, man, I'm finna come up there.
Yeah.
I'm about to go and like, hey man, I see supposed to be ready a week ago. Now I gotta come and see what's going on. And I come up here and this is what's going on.
Yeah, because I don't even know how a funeral home even bounced back for something like this too, because that's major.
It's over.
Yeah,
ain't no bouncing back.
That's major. But I don't know, because like I said, I just think about when my granddaddy died. When my grandfather died. No, when my grandmother died. I remember my granddad had everything set up for her to have a lot of money, right? So, not to get too personal with my family business, but basically, her children squandered the money, and they wasn't keeping up payments on her life insurance. My grandma got old and see now, so when she died, people thinking that there's
A lot of money.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
There ain't no money. It ain't even enough money to bury her.
Yeah.
My dad had to foot the whole bill. His brother and sister saying, "Hey, yeah, we gonna pay you back."
Yeah.
He told me the other day, he said, "You think they paid me back?"
No.
And so when we talking about this right here with the funeral home, it's like if they cheap, they bounce back a few years, because you got to think about it. This gonna pass over unless it's like a small town or a small community. That's the only thing I can see where they'd be like, nah. Or if it's a small town, small community, and it's really like the only one there.
Well, I think that it'll be over simply for the fact you saw the body. It's easy. Hey, you seen this live? Share the live. This go viral.
Yeah,
that's my uncle. That's my auntie. Now, because how is the turnover on bodies? It can't be too long because they start decomposing all this. So it got to be a lot of foot traffic coming through to get these bodies to go to the funeral.
Yeah,
because you got funeral arrangement, viewings, all of that. So you're gonna get an influx of people, because if he getting delayed and he having issues, he ain't the only one. So it will prompt the other people.
And that's why I guess you got all the other bodies laying on.
And you got a whole news cast out here filming it. So people looking like, what's going on here? These funeral homes fucking over bodies and messing people over.
Like, I think we got another video. Let's play this.
Yes, no.
She's in that building because he said that it was AC, it was working, nothing was broken, everything is still cool. I walked in the building, these guys are working, so they don't know better, right? Yeah. I walked in there and I could smell the foul smell. And I see caskets sitting everywhere. So then I saw the blue, so I knew it was my mom. And I opened up the casket, and she had gnats flying around her face.
I heard that
and
she had
was
gnats.
already sweating. So then I went further because the smell was so bad, and you can see a dead body from where I was standing. Right? I can show it to you.
Yeah. Now think about this. She said it was already smelling. How do you stop a body from smelling after it's already started decomposing?
But see, I thought the embalming fluid and stuff was supposed to stop it. Was supposed to slow it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they not doing. They behind.
And then you said the doors is open. Like the video, it's like doors is wide open. So I don't know if they temperature's been 80, 90 degrees and they ain't got no AC in now.
Yeah,
it's probably real bad up in there. Hey, if y'all watch, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Right now, we're just talking about the funeral home that's been mistreating people's family members. If y'all watched the video from earlier, it was a man, he had went live and he was showing everybody how they was treating them. Had the people laid out on tables, the doors were wide open. They was doing construction on the funeral home and all of that. So like I said, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Let us know how y'all will feel if y'all walk into a building and let's say your mother, father, loved one was just laid out on the table, no air conditioner. You open up the casket, you see flies, flying out on their face and stuff like that. You walk in and you have this like pungent smell. And like I said, it's already a sensitive time because you have a loved one that's dead. And like I said, I think me and Chris agree that the only reason that I would be coming on to the funeral service to check and see what happened to these families and to my family member is because y'all got a delay. And part of y'all delay probably is because y'all having construction. Y'all might be having, it probably ain't a lot of people that's there to do that type of job anyway.
It's crazy. And we're gonna, like I said, we'll open the phone lines if y'all dealt with this or know somebody who's dealt with this. We want to hear y'all opinion, because I this is my first time ever seeing something of this nature. Not saying that this may be something that's coming. How regulated or how often are these places regulated to come through and make sure y'all up to code? Because from the looks of that, you got construction going on, dog.
See, I don't think this happens a lot, because I think most
I wouldn't think, because it's money.
That, and then it's a dead body. Do I really want to just go? You get what I'm saying? Like,
smell multiple dead bodies.
And not even this, let's say you thinking it ain't gonna be no smell, you ain't gonna see the body, but let's say it's a delay and you go into a place where they specialize in dead bodies.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna see. So I'm already, freaked out.
Yeah.
Because I just think about, this ain't funny, but I just think about like my grandma, my mama died, and I was in like middle school.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing her and like, we walked up to the casket and she was just laying and I wanted to touch her. She was cold to the touch. Like it was different. So to just think you see somebody just laid, I ain't trying to be fun, but just laid out over the table and flies flying. It's scary movie horror shit.
See, I'm I'm not a fan of funerals though. I don't even really go to funerals no more because it's just odd to just the process and everything that it's kind of weird, dog.
Yeah, and then like I think my auntie when her husband got killed, she cried, fall over the casket. The casket store.
Yeah, you saying
it's too much. It's like
I don't want to deal with that.
The casket start rolling. Oh, husband said, "Oh shit, we in the church." I'm like, bruh, this too much. I'm like, and then I don't like the animated aspect of funerals. Like some people faking.
Bruh, I'm at a funeral. This one, we lost one of our mentees.
Mm-hmm.
It was this woman going live at the funeral.
Oh, that's another thing. I hate when they take the pictures.
Taking pictures, going they going live.
Yeah.
And I done seen that with a lot of celebrities where they show. I said, shouldn't this be like a more private, intimate moment? Like these people and lost people. You got this going viral. You got 1,000 people on your live watching this.
Right.
As these people bury their son or daughter. That's insane to me.
That would hurt my feelings seeing people do stuff like that, because I think of like, what if, let's say you out there in the streets and you doing something illegal, you got, you on gang activity and you screaming it because you the op, and I find it like you the op record my son in the casket.
They done had these situations with these rappers going to the cemetery and digging up the body and shootouts at the funeral.
Did you see what happened to him though?
Yeah, you got him. Yeah,
that was crazy. He riding his bike. They jump out the car.
It was a girl in Chicago. I want to say did the same thing. I want to say, well, somebody playing. I say y'all playing with the dead. People are very sensitive about the dead, almost like their religion.
Right.
Like people take that very serious.
I think so too. Do you think? And I'm gonna ask this question because of what I've seen, like working around different people. Do you think Black people take death a little bit different than other cultures?
It depends on who died. It depends on who we talking about. I would say process is a little different. We're gonna get to go to the house, bring a bucket of chicken.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be drinking and partying later because we'll say, well, it's a celebration of life.
Yeah. And
it turned into a good mood, which I had no problem with that. But I don't know if other cultures. I think other cultures would do something similar. They're gonna celebrate life and all of that, but I think the dramatics can be the same depending on the emotional connection that person got to them.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't like, the theatrics. I don't like the fake stuff. I don't like anybody want to get their last words and it's a person that gets up and that this person didn't fuck with you. When they was alive. I don't like the estranged family members that ain't seen you in 45 years not coming to the funeral. I think a lot of that coming to the funeral after you didn't have that type of relationship with somebody is to gloat.
And they always say more people gonna be at your funeral than your birthday party.
Yeah.
So like I said, people,
and that's sad because we always say the only time Black people like to come together is at a funeral.
At a funeral. Now all the problems go away, they disappear. But I get it. People don't like confrontation. We're very sensitive now.
Yeah.
Anything that challenges a comfort zone or does any type of accountability holding, we're gonna stray away from it or spin it however we can. But yeah, you dealing with this type of treatment of your family, you going there. Yeah, you may. But this the part we ain't touching on. This man got stabbed by somebody in there, so that shows you he was exposing. This man ain't got stabbed. Think about that.
Just think about you going to check on a family member that's dead and you get stabbed and get killed in the same funeral home that you're going to check on another dead body.
Like they didn't stab. Who did this? Like
it has to be somebody a worker.
It probably got to be something like an owner,
worker,
co-owner, something like
co-owner, something like that. Because like I said, how do you bounce back from something like this? This is very sensitive.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only way you can bounce back if you have a cheaper price, because like I said, funerals, everybody trying to scrap up money because they don't have life insurance, or it's a small town and y'all the only ones that's close by that does this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you don't bounce back. So, and the crazy part about it, let's say he gets stabbed, he died.
Yeah,
they at a funeral home, they probably got stuff to put him in the cremate him.
Yeah,
get him out the way, and then you just like, well, I don't know what happened to him.
But the good thing, I think he went live out the gate.
Yeah.
So hey, y'all did it because he went live before he went missing.
That's crazy. Like I said, it's a touchy subject, but I just think about like my times going to funerals. I haven't been to a funeral in probably my grandmother was the last person that passed away, and that probably was 12, no, maybe about 15 years now. I'm 35, so about 20. Yeah, I'm 36. Yeah, about 15 years ago. And I haven't been. I had other people die, but I just don't think funerals is something where I would want to go. And like I said, it'd be people that have died in my family that I didn't even know. Like my dad's like, your uncle died. I'm like, I don't know this nigga.
I'm gonna ask the chat. Y'all think it's disrespectful to not go to funerals, or is it certain? Hey, this is it depending on the relative, whoever? Because some of them like I don't want to go to no funeral. Like if I don't have to go, you think it's disrespectful to not go to miss a funeral?
No, I don't think it's disrespectful. I think it's more disrespectful to be fake.
I would agree.
We didn't, like I said, but I didn't fuck with you. We had Anna before I died. We had unresolved issues. Nigga, if you owe me some motherfucking money, don't come. If you ain't finna come put the money in my casket, don't come. If you ain't finna come put the money in my children's hand, hey, I owe your daddy this $1,000. I'm gonna give it to you to right my wrong. Don't come. I don't. If me and you, if you told me, bitch, I can't wait for you to die, and you at my funeral now, those are the last words you said to me. That's fake. I don't want to hear none of that. And like I said, that's why I said it's better. Like, and then, so I told my wife, I said this: if we have a funeral, if I die, just make sure only a certain people get. Everybody in my family don't need to get an invite.
Yeah,
you know who I fuck with. You know who I don't fuck with. People that's close to me, people that I'm doing business with, people that, like I said, if we close knit, I interact with these people every day. I would say 98% of my family wouldn't even get an invite.
Yeah, that's wild.
And it's just for me, because like I said, we don't, just because we share the same blood, to me, don't make me family.
And we in a new space to where like disrespecting the dead is actually a thing. And we'll this will be our last leg, and we'll move to the Kyren Lacey, and we'll see what y'all want to call in and get y'all to feedback and comments on it. The disrespecting of the dead has become very trendy. Like you look at the 50 Cent with the Herb Gotti, you look at, the drill, they even talking about it in the song. So is it, how you think we got to that point? Because it used to be like, nah, that's all in, like that's extreme.
Because he had Gucci Man talking about he putting somebody in the smoking the pack or smoking Pukilo tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know how I think culturally, and I think just where we are as people, if you want to get a rise out of people, you got to do something new.
Yeah.
You got to do something different. And especially with Black people, especially with the drill culture and how we view, death and stuff like that. And it's crazy that we reverence death and the process of death so much, and we commit so much murder and act like we don't give a fuck about life on the other hand.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy to me. So I think if I'm gonna get a rise out of you, you done have 45 homeboys that done died. What else I'm gonna say? Now I gotta go. Hey, we finna go to your grave and piss on this grave. Now, like, it gotta be that type of stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it's more outlandish. It's more shock jock. It's just more like I'm telling y'all. But it's crazy because y'all 1 minute y'all be acting like y'all can't get hit. This nigga done dug this nigga up out the grave. 2 days later, we seen a video of him riding his bike down the street. Nigga jump out the car, shoot him.
That's insane, dog.
And it's crazy how fast these tables just turn. Y'all in these environments, and it ain't like y'all out the way. Y'all are literally in this.
And the digging out the grave part is how you know where my grave site is if you don't fuck with me. If we ops or whatever, how would you even know? Your cemetery got 1,000 graves.
But if I got a lot of people there, and we got people taking pictures and Snapchats with little tags, I'm at such and such funeral home and stuff like that, it wouldn't be hard to find out what somebody buried now.
Man, you got to go through all of that. You got to see what lot they. You got to drive over here with the golf cart and go over here. You really can't. Somebody in the inner circle saying this way is it.
Yeah, but you got to think about what they're trying to do. So to get a rise out of you, that's worth it.
That's insane.
To make you upset is worth it. to make me look like the big dog on the internet, to make me have more clout, it's worth it. So, like I said, it's sad that we have this type of carrying on that goes on in our community. And just like I said, I don't know if it's gonna spread to other communities. It seemed like soon as we do some stuff, other communities like the Hispanics, I've been seeing a lot of Hispanic fights lately, a lot of Hispanic shootouts lately.
Yeah, they've been turned. They just don't get the coverage that we get.
Yeah, but I think now with the administration that we got now, with a lot of Hispanics coming up from the border, I think they're gonna start showing a lot of coverage.
Yeah, I think
because you got to think. I don't think the race with black and white people are going to be as polarizing like it used to be.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is like when you think about like the Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf situation.
Yeah.
They're trying to squeeze some racial tension out of this.
Yeah.
This is local news. This ain't even supposed to be big as it is. This is really just local news. Something you want, but they don't have what other race stuff we got going on right now.
That's right.
So they trying to squeeze everything they can get out of us. So like I said, we're gonna start seeing a lot of little stuff like that. But if y'all watching the video, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the New Normal Podcast on Facebook, X, YouTube, Rumble, and we on Instagram. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all like the video. And if y'all watching over there on X, y'all make sure y'all come over to TikTok. On Twitter. Now, if y'all watching on X, make sure y'all come to Facebook and come over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all like it. So the next thing we got is this. We're going to talk about what is his name? Kyren Lacey.
Kyren Lacey, yes.
Let's play this video. Kyren Lacey.
Former LSU wide receiver Kyren Lacey was found dead in Houston. Lacey was accused of a hit and run that left one man dead in Lafourche Parish back in December. A month later, he turned himself in and was released on bond. Lacey's attorney says a grand jury was supposed to hear his case tomorrow. The former athlete did declare for the NFL draft and was considered a first-round draft pick. According to reports including a post made from his dad, Lacey apparently died by suicide. In the post from his dad on social media, a warning to parents to check on their kids' mental health. He says their lives are changed forever, but the love in their family will get them through. And if you are in need of any help, it is available at the suicide prevention line. You can call or text. LSU also released a statement on the former wide receiver saying they are saddened to learn of his tragic passing and their thoughts and prayers are with the family as well as former teammates and coaches.
Hey, if y'all want to call in, the call-in number is down there at the bottom. Like I said, the call-in number is down there at the bottom. So if y'all want to call in, y'all can start calling in. What you got to say about the situation?
Again, I think it's still a few missing pieces because it was a hit and run back in December where a 70-year-old man was hit and lost his life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in a lot of cases, we know he was in the Charger.
Say he was in Charger.
So probably one of the souped up Chargers, Scat Pack, Hellcat, something of, something fast. Was he racing? I didn't see in the report where it was a DUI.
I read the report, they said that basically he was trying to merge across a bunch of lanes. They swerve.
Okay.
He trying to merge across a bunch of lanes and basically hit the man and kill him.
Okay. So it really wasn't. So again,
but the thing about that, we don't know if he was drunk.
Yeah.
And see, that's why when you have a lot of these hit and runs, a lot of these guys try to leave the scene because they know if they get caught, and you kill somebody, you're going to prison.
I don't think he was drunk because if he was, I think him being a D1 high profile athlete, the way he is, they would have been stated. It was a drunk drive. He was drinking and driving like my guy played for the Raiders that killed that lady and the dog. What's his name? With the Bama.
I can't think of his name right now. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was drunk.
Yeah, but
confirmed.
The thing is, did you know about the wreck when it happened?
Nah.
See, I don't think nobody.
I may have seen it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it wasn't.
And see, I don't know
in the mix like
I don't know if LSU pulled some strings.
Yeah.
Push it on the road.
Yeah.
Because if we had what's that dude's name? If we had him go over there and kill that lady in that Corvette, they said that man was driving 120 miles an hour.
And he already in the NFL. So he public figure. I can't think of his name to save my life. Y'all know the wide receiver. Put him in the chat.
Play for the Raiders. Let me see.
What is his name? But yeah, this situation again with suicide having happened 2 days prior to his trial. That pressure, everybody can't take that pressure, and not just with going to jail.
Henry Ruggs.
Okay, Ruggs, yeah. Facing what he may have been facing, I don't know what was the charge. I don't know if it was vehicular homicide or if it was manslaughter. He may have not even had to do a lot of time.
It said the NFL player involved in the fatal DUI crash that killed a woman is former Las Vegas Raider wide receiver Henry Ruggs III. Ruggs pled guilty to charges including felony DUI resulting in death and misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter. He was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison. The crash occurred in Las Vegas on November 2nd, 2021, when Ruggs driving his Corvette 156 miles an hour while under the influence struck a Toyota RAV4 driven by Tina Tintor, resulting in her death. 156 miles an hour.
He maxing it because it's 200 on the dash. He maxing.
Depending on which one he had. If he had the ZL1, they said that would be going 230.
Nah, the ZL1 went out in 2021.
No, it wasn't.
The base one still, I think, got 200.
That's crazy. And the thing about it, what was heartbreaking about that video, when they showed the car on fire, you hear the lady still screaming.
Yeah, I think that's the part that really did it.
That part, and like I said, him sitting out there crying, his girlfriend crying, like I think it's over.
Yeah, nah, I'm just not. I don't drive fast, dog. I'm gonna do the speed limit. I don't see where I'm going, not leaving. Like, right. What's this obsession with speed? Because we see this a lot of time, even in Birmingham, the races. You had a few people down here lose their life due to the races and all that. And you even see the videos of going viral on social media where they doing the donuts. They had the meetups and they get to doing the and you see
people getting hit, drug on the cars,
getting towed up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But they still go out here and do it.
I think it's an adrenaline rush, like a roller coaster. We've seen plenty of roller coasters get stuck. People still go.
That's insane.
Jump on a roller coaster. They need the adrenaline. They want the excitement. And you controlling this car like a roller coaster. You can't really control it, but now you get to control something with all this power. Yeah. Why they got to think about a Hellcat? Most people ain't supposed to be driving. Most of the owners of Hellcats ain't supposed to own a Hellcat.
Yeah.
Most people ain't never felt that type of power ever in their life.
Yeah.
And now I can go and buy a car, or now they teaching them how to you can go and buy a base model V8.
Yeah.
And you can go and tune it, and I can tell you what to buy. That's cheaper than going to buy the one that's 100 bands.
Fact. They definitely tuning them up.
So, like I said, a lot of people ain't meant for that type of power and haven't driven those type of cars and understand what type of power. And, I think people just so lackadaisical because I've been in a car before. But yeah, your car only topped out at 100 miles an hour. This one right here do 200.
Good. Hellcat 700 horsepower. Yeah. You know how many 700 horsepower was here, bro?
A lot.
That a Lambo is 650 in some cases. Now the souped up one 700 horses is a lot, dog.
And that's crazy because you don't know what charge he was in. And like I said, what he probably was in the Hellcat. I wouldn't doubt if he wasn't in the Hellcat.
With suicide and let's say black men of all ages, why do you think? Because I came across something that said 6 million men are suffering in silence, dealing with depression, all of this type of stuff. You see all this inflation and all of that, just the pressure to be something. You think that? Why do you think men take that to so personal?
Like suicide.
It's the stress of stuff that they can't see it. Like I gotta take myself out.
So for him, I'm gonna touch on his situation. I'll touch on the broader perspective. I think he probably got some information. For you to have these incidents in December and it's April, to where you kill a man in a wreck. Now they said they had a report that your cousin called the police on you because y'all got into an altercation and you shot the gun at the ground. When the police got there, you jumped in the car and y'all got on a high-speed chase. You wrecked. Mm-hmm. And then when you wrecked, they said you committed suicide. Okay. So I don't know if and that's why I said I don't know if you did when you wrecked, did the gun go off and maybe do something, or you know what I'm saying? It's so many layers. Or when you got there, did the police do it? So it's so many layers to that. So and then you gotta think about it. He's a football player. To be that they say he had the most touchdown catches last year.
Yeah, he was finna go.
They say he's going to be
NFL.
first round draft pick. So that means he been running his head against a wall since he was a little boy.
So you think he may be CTE
might
early?
be CTE.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a thing, a provable thing now. There is a difference between your brain and a normal brain that ain't been, like I said, ran against a wall your whole life.
That's true.
I still remember the first time I played football and the headache I had for a week straight.
Yeah, I played football with some headhunters. They would knock heads off.
We grew up when you had the hat.
They lay in that hat.
Yeah, so there was a different time. So now when we thinking about that where it's different now, but you still got to think about it. He was still somewhat came up when they were still, helmet to helmet, getting them off your back and getting hit. So you got to think it might be some CTE pressures. I think a lawyer might have taught him, hey, man, it ain't looking too good. You hit and run. We don't know the whole story. They might have got him and then they drug tested him or blood tested him, found out he was inebriated. It's so many things. And then, like I said, for you to have these incidents so close where you think it's cool to get into with your family member, shoot at the ground, then when the police come, you think it's cool to run away and shoot yourself. It's like you was dealing with something.
Listen, shout out to Central Park Chargers. If y'all know about Central Park back in the 90s, we was kicking ass. We had this one running back named Pooh. If my people watching, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When I say he would lay in that hat, I'm talking about breaking face masks, all helmets.
Damn.
That hat.
Yeah.
This, I say, hey, nah, I'm straight. My boy laying folks out. But yeah, because I thought that CT was kind of like a developing like after the fact more so. Because this dude ain't nothing but 22, 24 at the most. So he would have been, you see what I'm saying? But you just never know how it hit, different people are affected by it too.
It says chronic traumatic encephalopathy. This is a long ass word. Is a progressive degenerative brain disease that is thought to be caused by repetitive head injuries.
Yeah.
It's being linked to contact sports like football, boxing, and it was found in athletes and military veterans. CTE slowly damages the brain, killing nerve cells that cause cognitive decline.
Now, yeah, so I said it may have not been CT, but it was something. He was, like I said, a lot of pressure that, like I said, they say 6 million men are dealing with something in silence, and we don't really know. It may look good to the world. Even I'm finna go first round, but you don't know what I'm dealing with at the house or what I'm dealing with internally.
I'm gonna say something. I think we all dealing with something.
Everybody ain't built the same, dog. Adversity.
It's gonna sound kind of insensitive, but I do believe in survival of the fittest.
Absolutely. But I'm just saying.
And I don't think there will be a lot of cure for a lot of men. And I think a lot of time, people say it's selfish to do that type of act, but then sometimes you got to think about it to go against your natural imperative to not want to live no more too. The strength or the anguish. Just think about the anguish. You really got to be going through your mind to just be like, you can't take it no more. To do that to yourself to where you just like, man, I can't take it no more.
Yeah, like we see a lot of the body cam footage where they did major crash outs over nothing.
Yeah.
All you got to do is sign this and you can't come back to Walmart or Target.
Right.
You just bang. A whole scene, you go to jail, you got to pay a bond, you got to go through all this when all you had to do is just come back. They acting innocent, and then when the cuffs come out, it's just crazy meltdown.
Could there be a cry for help?
Oh, absolutely. It's something wrong with you because you are already stealing. Knowing in 2024, from 2018 up to now, is cameras everywhere.
Right.
You're not getting away. Even if you got away once, you still not getting away because, okay, you got your one. You try to make this a habit because you got your one off.
See, my thing is, like, if you in like California where they say if you still below $1,000, it's just a write-up. So
yeah. See, they doing smash and grab, so they know they on camera. I'm talking about the ones that sneaking, walking around, and the police just walk up on you.
Yeah.
Like you just trying to play it off casually. You know what you in here doing.
Right.
But these people coming in, they running in and running out. They know you see what I'm saying? Because they ain't gonna get prosecuted. But they still don't want to get caught either.
Yeah. See, like and then I think with men, I think in a lot of men's mind, depending on where they at and what all they tried in life, if let's say you are a dude that's been throwing a lot of shit at the wall and nothing stuck, nothing made you successful, nothing helped your mental health, I think a lot of men feel as if, and this is the difference when we talk about men and women. Women, no matter what age a woman is, a woman I always feel like it's gonna get something. I could do something that's gonna get better.
Yeah.
Like even when we talk about relationships, for instance, you'll see a 70-year-old woman still talking about the same thing as a 20-year-old woman, but she's old, wrinkly with the whoop. She still think it's gonna be better, right?
Yeah.
With men, we kind of be like, well, I done gave it my best shot. I think I did it all to my abilities. It ain't getting no better. So I might as well commit that act.
Yeah. I didn't gave my all.
I done gave it my all. Ain't nothing else left to do. And it's sad to say that because we do see men come up 60 years old with an invention.
Yeah.
We do see men on Shark Tank.
50.
Old 50. Just this actually works right here.
You got stats that show a lot of men don't reach their financial peak or pinnacle until they get in their late 40s, 50s, and like.
Just think about how much you done suffered in 40 years.
Yeah, and how much you done learn. But so these younger guys that's doing it, even when you look at child, like you gotta think what's going on with this child. You straight in a lot of cases. Where we see these cases, they don't come from a lot of these. Don't be terrible situations. They'd be victims of bullying, victims of inadequacy in whatever form, shape, or fashion.
Just think about this though. We just talk about like what we talked about the other day, just molestation, or you know what I'm saying.
I got you. Yeah.
You got one in what is it? 5 out of 10 girls,
and it's underreported too.
I mean, 6 out of 10 girls and 5 out of 10 boys.
Yeah.
So you already starting off life young with some trauma, and then typically it ain't no just one. It didn't just happen. It's like repetitive. Like I was just thinking about like Sean T. Like when I watched, like that story blew my mind.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I ain't watching.
He said his stepfather.
Yeah.
Which we know a lot of stepfathers is the reason a lot of these guys get in these situations. His stepfather started with him when he was 8 to I think he said 13. I might be wrong on the number. And Angela Yee asked him, why did he stop? He said he stopped when I was able to orgasm.
Insane.
And he said, I always could, I guess, orgasm, but you ain't developed yet. So he said, ain't when nothing coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So he said when it got to the point where he, ejaculated, he said that's when I guess it was over, because I guess it was like kind of like an enjoyment, I guess, for him. Now it wasn't, I guess, predatory, like you taking something. I don't know the psyche.
Yeah, I know exactly, because it was a woman. She was on the platform of Soft White Underbelly, and she gave her testament about her. I think this was her biological father, and he said it was similar. And when that's when he stopped. And it's you can't really process the mindset of a person that gets enjoyment out of you not. You see what I'm saying? It's very sick and twisted, dog.
Yeah, it's the idea of taking something. Like, I guess kind of, and I think it's for men and women. So I don't want to just be like men do, because I see a lot of women doing it with these young boys. I think it's that purity and that innocence that we always talk about, that people just want to take, that people got to get. And it's something about that, having that power, and this person having this naivete, or you having this authority over this person with that gets you off. You know what I'm saying? So now where it seems like that person that you had this control over is quote unquote getting off, or maybe enjoying it. It kind of takes I don't want you to enjoy this. This is for my enjoyment. I'm doing something to you. I'm taking something from you.
That's true. Yeah.
And so, like I said, when we had these conversations about men, if you starting off with on some Antoine Fisher type of lifestyle coming up, where you 5 years old, a young lady doing something to you, or your babysitter doing something to you, your daddy doing something to you, mama doing something to you. I just heard a story yesterday. Dude talking about his mama used to come in there, make him roll over. She would ride him, get up, and he said it used to happen like once a month. It was like a street interview, and he was on the street, and basically the dude was asking him, how did you get like this? And he was like, well, my mama started doing this, and I got strung out on drugs and all this other type of stuff. But that was my first sexual encounter, and this is how it happened. And it happened like once a month. And then the dude was like, "Well, did you ever initiate it?" He was like, "No, I never initiated it. She just came in there and she just did it."
Mm.
And I'm like, "Bruh, I can't believe people living these type of lives." And then, so like I said, sometimes I don't want to sound insensitive because I know people do go through stuff that's way more drastic
Yeah.
than than my life.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of stuff that I'm not gonna understand. Even like when we're talking about suicide, I'm not gonna understand to a person how a person can get to the point where I got to, it's so bad I got to do this. And what's scary about that too, you don't know what's on the other side.
You don't know. That's the part.
That's the fear part that if I don't think I could do it because it's like, so I got the religion in me.
Yeah.
I got raised like that. I got raised that, it's a sin. Yeah. Even though sometimes I go back and forth if the Bible real, if it ain't real, hey, I read some stuff, there's some bullshit, put it down. But then that's been instilled in me for so long, that's still a fear.
It's that dogma. And I think it's so powerful. Like you'll have people so invested in whatever their agenda is, they trying to give you a testimony on them dying and going to the other side and coming back.
And I would say it's so beautiful. And
everybody ain't going to quote unquote heaven if that's the thing, if that's the system we using. How everybody, I know he in the heaven looking over me. Right. I know they looking over me. How they ain't in that motherfucking crock pot?
Right. And so even just thinking about that, like as a parent, like when we were talking about that Carmelo Anthony situation, and I guess his name Austin, his dad was talking about he knew he was in a better place, he was gonna see them in heaven.
Yeah.
You don't know if he went there, you don't know if you going there, you don't know if y'all gonna meet up again. So to even just have your mind wrapped in that spot to just think, oh, my son was a good son, he's going to heaven, I'm a good father, I'm going to heaven, I'm gonna see him again. That is a lot, I think, a lot of weight and a lot of pressure to have on your shoulders to try to see your son again.
Yeah.
To just hoping one day that you're gonna do that. And I'm just thinking about this situation where my son has been, because it seemed like to me, if we really dive deep, he probably got a lot more shit that he was into. You don't just get into these strings of things. And then why are you carrying the gun anyway like that? Like, and why are you in this place where you around family where you got to carry a gun?
He know he gotta have it. If he in a scat or something, them Hellcats are hot cars and he young, he a target anyway.
Right, you're
right. And and here in Louisiana. Oh yeah.
I think this happened in Houston, didn't it?
Oh, okay. Either way.
Either way.
But he played for LSU, right?
Yeah.
So he in Houston, so he know we got NIL money.
Yeah.
He in Houston balling, Hellcat, scat. He doing something like that.
Because I was about to say we didn't see plenty of videos. You park at the light, they go bump you, get out there, you finna exchange.
Yeah.
3 niggas jump out with the stick on you, so they take your car. So, like I said, it's scary. What like I said, life is just so uncertain, and like this story to me, it just seemed like a lot that's got to unfold, even with him in the wreck.
Yeah.
I really do think that he got some information like, hey, bro,
it ain't looking good.
It ain't looking good.
Yeah. Especially depending on who you hit. Right. A lot of that plays a factor.
Because you don't know who he tied in with either, and all of that. And so, like I said, it happened in December. Y'all, the season is over. You probably out partying, doing your thing.
Yeah.
Late night, maybe drag racing and doing all the stuff. You hit this old man. Like I said, I think he got some information. Like, I got to go to court. I'm shooting at this person. Like, to me, it just seemed like he had just so much pressure built up on him that he just acted out now.
And today's show was, like I said, it seemed like it was dark because we talked about a lot of death. We got a suicide, and we got people going into the mortuary, seeing all these dead bodies, family members getting this mistreatment. I think it's a lot of, because you even had some factories in, I think, California where they was harvesting dead bodies and body parts. This was like last year. They found a little, like a lab.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it had it was body parts, all type of stuff. It was in California.
I didn't see that.
And they, like I said, you saw it, but you didn't see it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm like, huh? How did this go under the radar? Yeah. A lot, like the human trafficking, all that, a lot of that stuff go under the radar. But yeah, I think a lot of these places ain't regulated because you're in the bed in a lot of cases. I think getting a funeral home up and running is way different than getting a bar and lounge.
What you mean by that?
As far as the political space, I got to pay this person. I'm sending you this, to get this going. I think you think you got a facility where because a lot of times you dealing with coroners.
Oh yeah.
That's an extension of the police department. Hey, we got dead body, we got homicide cases, we got to send them to the coroner send them to the mortuary, and then you go from there.
Yeah.
So I think, like I said, I think it's a lot of politics and I guess the funeral service or the funeral business on how you get approved. I can't just say, I want to open up a funeral home. I got the deep freezers and the saws and the fluid. They ain't just finna say, yeah, come on.
Yeah, I got it.
See what I'm saying?
So since everything advancing, I guess we'll dip out of there. If y'all want to call in, y'all can call in now. If y'all watching, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. But my question to you is, since everything in technology is advancing, do you think how we do like burials and funeral service, you think that's gonna change? Do you think we'll still be like, going to the church and then having these long processions, going to the cemetery and then actually put them in the ground? Do you think it'll be a capsule where you send niggas to space, or do you think it'll be more people just getting cremated? Do you think it'll be a different process? Because I've seen some crazy stuff where now they cremate you and press you down to a rock or a ring, and your family member could wear you on the ring or something like that.
I got a crazy response to that. I think, like I said, a lot of things are becoming so devalued that where it's not gonna get a lot of the effort and the emotion and all of it's not gonna get that treatment anymore. You're gonna have where I can put it up on my phone. Hey, we finna do it here, right live, and you can see them. You got your camera on. Let me look at them, do the prayer and all of that. You finna go in the fire. You're gonna have a lot of different alternatives because you also got to look at the economy. A lot of people don't have the home insurance, don't have the funds to bury or do a proper burial, in quotes, of their loved ones. So I got alternatives now versus just cremation or whatever else they have. Because
what you predicting? Like what
you just they'll put you on a video. Hey, this your family member. You can look at them. This gonna be 30 minutes. This service costs XYZ amount. You'll see them before we cremate them. A lot of times, let's say if they go through a cremation stage, they're not gonna do are they gonna do all the embalming, dressing them up so people can come and look?
I doubt to do all that
because they have to be like a funeral.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
So they just gonna let you come see the body and. Hey,
so you think it'd be more cremations?
Yeah, but you can see it. They'll give you like a formal versus hey, we're gonna burn on tomorrow. Like hey, you could just tune in 30 minutes, have your last moments, and we're gonna put them in the what you call.
Because I was seeing, like I said, I seen the tree pods. You seen that?
I have seen the tree pods. Yeah,
the tree pods. Yeah. And then I know we were talking about like suicide earlier. I think it's Switzerland or Sweden. They got the suicide pods.
The voluntary euthanasia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got that now. You think that'll be something that'll be legal over here?
Nah, not over here. Nah. That's very extreme to say, hey, I want you to unalive me. How much is it?
Well,
I go jump out the bridge for free.
You could, but
or take the pistol. They probably don't have guns over there.
But hold on. Just think about this. You jumping off a bridge and you using a pistol to clean up, and the scene is going to be.
I'm gone. I don't care about that.
But the people that got to come get you.
I'm saying, I'm talking about if I'm the one going to this, I Google youth volunteer and I go and call them, look them up. I already got the thought I want to kill myself.
But
unalive myself.
But the process, I'm just saying, we just thinking, let's say the process is like I'm gonna go do this, and then it ends with I do it because they said you get in the capsule, you press the button, and then when you press the button, it basically suffocates you. And it just sucks all the air out, you can't breathe, so you get suffocated. And then after that happens, let's say, I don't know, I'm just saying, but maybe it's a funeral. Maybe they have a funeral. And it could be a whole little thing after that. Because you got to think about it. You're going to be splattered on the ground jumping off the bridge.
I don't want to die.
Your brain and
I'm gone. I don't care about that.
People got to clean it up. That's what I'm saying.
But that's not my concern.
And that's fucked up.
Like the voluntary euthanasia. I don't want to die by suffocation.
That's fucked up.
I mean, it may be, but I already got it in my mind to take my life anyway. So anything after this don't matter. I'm about to go. I don't know why I care about a bill for. I
Now,
just
I
got
ain't
to.
talking about the bill. I'm just talking
I'm
about the
just
person
saying.
they gotta come.
I'm just saying. Why would I care about anything after I'm gone? I have no control over it anyway.
You're right, but still, I just think about like the clip. If I had to do it, I'd do the pod. If I thought about it, I'd do the pod because I don't want my family. Like, let's think about your wife. Let's say you was married, or your mom, your dad just come home and you didn't sit on the end of the bed and you got just brain splatter just all over the wall and the sheets and the ceiling and shit like that. You didn't leak that. You don't want your folks to see no shit like that.
I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I'm thinking or contemplating suicide, my mind is not in the right state already. So I'm even you thinking from a logical standpoint. Logic is not involved in suicide, dog. You're straight emotional. You're out of the. You're gone. Those thoughts of cleanup, post cleanup, are not present. You want to get out of here. You're mentally insane at this point. You want to take yourself out.
I guess you got to.
You're mentally gone. You don't care about cleanup, dog. You ready to go. Because a lot of the times you want to do it to make a statement. That's just my personal opinion. People do the gun or whatever, they do that to make a statement. I want you to see me like this before I go. It's the quickest way. I want you to look at me. And you got people the way they leave suicide notes.
Yeah, I guess because I was about to say, I guess it's because I just seen a video about a couple months ago. The girl broke up with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
They was out eating.
Yeah.
And since they was out eating, the ex-boyfriend came up, shot the new boyfriend, killed him, shot him in the head. Then started hollering at her, and she like hollering. He put the gun in his head and then
off himself. Yeah, we had a situation like that in Birmingham that happened a couple years ago.
For real?
Off the girlfriend, off himself. No dude was present, but as far as like the other dude, but this is just one of those things. When you on that type of time, you're not really thinking logically. You just wanna make it, like I said, we see it on live. I'm about to do this, or you hear even girls and people joking about it on the internet. Hey, I'm about to take myself out because you breaking up with me. Now, some of them may be telling the truth, but some of them playing. Yeah. And you see how many women, how many of y'all got the I'm finna take myself out text. So you can call.
They say they get that a lot.
Yeah, so you can call them and try to work it out. I don't want you to do that to wheel them back in. It's crazy. Yeah, if y'all want to call in, the number is scrolling on the bottom, and we're going to answer some questions if y'all.
Like I said, this is a deep conversation.
Definitely.
And I don't even know if YouTube can't even allow this. They should. We ain't saying nothing crazy.
No, we ain't saying nothing crazy.
But I know, like I said, this could be deep. And like I said, even if you go back and watch the earlier portion of the video, just even seeing people's loved ones like laid out on that table, flies, smell, the heat, construction, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Insane.
Like I said, that is insane.
Yeah, we got a good Outrage Wednesday for you guys. I don't know what's. It's some frequency shifting. Like the stuff I'm seeing online now, which is this, I think it was in South Carolina. This is a brazen shootout of teens of our demographic. You see women hitting the deck with their babies inside the mall.
We can talk about all the shootouts.
Yeah,
PCB been having a shootout. I see like 3 of them.
Yeah, definitely Panama City, the spring break. I saw that.
But it's crazy.
I'm trying to, how do people that get into these situations are unaware that there are cameras literally everywhere, especially where there's heavy commerce, foot traffic for business?
What's the camera supposed to stop?
You do this. What you think finna happen? You finna do what? You going to jail.
They ain't thinking, like you just talk about it with the suicide. I think people that do a lot of these, they ain't not thinking about no cameras or going to jail. They thinking about they in that moment. They're in the moment. The nigga disrespected me, he gotta go. That's it. That's as far as I'm thinking. Then after the thought, it's like, oh shit, I need to run, try to hide. What do we get away with it? But in that moment, you're thinking about, hey, I'm disrespected. Nigga stepped on my shoe. Oh, this he on the rival gang. Oh, he on the wrong side. He got the wrong color on. Whatever it is, you just in the moment. And I know it's sad, and I know we think we should think further than that, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people are simple-minded. We already know most people in America, in the world, I'm gonna say America because I think some people education system better, but America is slow.
Yeah, that's a good
especially with our demographic. Yeah, you know, they said that most black boys can't read on the third grade. Most black boys, was it black people?
Boys, I think.
Yeah, most black boys can't read on the third grade level. So
that's crazy.
When you think about that, like I can see why they do it. Like a camera's not gonna stop some. Then you gotta think about this is a generation that's doing this that grew up on the camera. Everything that the most craziest brazen shit, they want to put it on camera.
You know what? That makes sense. Like I grew up knowing that. You see what I'm saying?
Cameras
so
now.
It ain't even.
That don't phase.
Yeah, but you going to jail at the end of the day, and then you'll see them crying in the courtroom.
But think about how many people that they probably know that they went to jail. How many uncles that they had to go to jail come back and try to tell a war story. Yeah, nigga, when I went in there, you know, I stood up. You know, niggas didn't play with me like that. Yeah. You know, like same questions you got to think about the girls in here asking TD. Well, how you avoid getting raped? You know, girl, you know, nigga, you know, all that shit. So, you know, it's people out here that's gonna stand up. I mean, gonna try to act like they stand up and they was the realest, hardest nigga in there. And I maneuvered and I was savage. I made all this money and I was hustling. So they gonna glorify that situation.
Yeah. So they kind of welcome going.
So yeah, strike. They think they're gonna get it's gonna be a badge of honor. Then you gotta think about all the parties. How many coming home parties we done seen for niggas that they got out of prison? Now they think they finna get a coming home party. I done seen Big Meech. I done seen BG. I done seen all these niggas come home and get parties. More than you see more parties from getting out of prison than you see for graduating. That is crazy. But like I said, Outrage Wednesdays is gonna be a good one. We're gonna talk about all these shootouts and stuff like that, and we'll be back again Wednesday, Outrage Wednesday, 12 o'clock. You got anything coming up?
Vendors Vault this weekend, Saturday at the Hilton Garden on 5th Avenue South. 11 to 5. Legacy Room Vintage will be in the building. Shout out to Plug 2.0. Y'all check that out. I think that's it. Like I said, we got the Legacy Suite. We're gonna do a sip and shop type ordeal. I gotta see what day I'm gonna do it on. Maybe the Sunday, maybe the 27th, because I think that's on a light Sunday. Because after that, you got the Cinco de Mayo, then you're gonna have Mother's Day, then you're gonna have Memorial Day coming around. But yeah, that's about it. Make sure y'all follow the page, Legacy Room _Vintage on all social media. Outrage Wednesday 12. Got some good stuff coming for you. Thank y'all for tuning in. And like I said, I don't even think we had any more comments, did we?
No, we ain't had no more comments.
But yeah, shout out to y'all viewing. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on the social medias as well.
Pickett said right here, it says almost like that. Happened last summer when that one local cemetery. It got a little thing I can't.
Oh, I think I know what she's talking about. Yeah, they were talking about how it was not maintained, grass and all of that. I think I remember. I think I seen some people talking about that.
Yeah, but we'll say thank y'all for tuning in. I had to cut it out. Well, to y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. And like I said, if y'all are watching, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. If you're over on X, y'all come over to Facebook or YouTube or Rumble, preferably YouTube. And make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. That way y'all can comment. We can see y'all comments on the screen. We're on all social media platforms: TikTok, Rumble, X, Facebook, YouTube, and IG. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. It's the New Normal Podcast, and we go. Peace.
Yes, sir.